Good morning, people. In order for you to be born today, you needed 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 second great-grandparents, 32 third great-grandparents, 128 fifth great-grandparents, 1,024 eighth great-grandparents, and 2,048 ninth great-grandparents. For you to be born today from just 12 previous generations, you needed a total of 4,094 ancestors over the last 400 years to also be born. Think of all the sperm cells that had to make it through in order to piece together your genetic biological makeup. Now, how many struggles and battles and difficulties, how much joy and sadness or expressions of hope for the future did your ancestors have to endure for you to exist in this world today? I'd say a lot. The odds of winning the Mega Million jackpot are 1 in 302 million, and that's if you play the game. But in this game we play called life, what do you think the odds were for you sliding into this world through those blessed legs of your mothers? I'd say nothing short from a miracle. Listen up, people. Nothing on this earth is more valuable than the ticket you won when you were born. Your ticket not only awarded you an experience at life, it also gave you the opportunities to create any amount of value needed to give you your best life. So instead of searching for that winning lottery ticket, start betting on the ticket you already possess. You were born with a winning ticket, so spin it wisely.
First Cup KC, unique, hustle hard music. Yeah, First Cup KC, start your day off with a cup of Joe and positive convo. First Cup KC, shine a light on the ones that work hard from Kansas to the Mo. First Cup KC, motivate, educate, inspire the youth to be great. First Cup KC, believe in yourself is the key to make a change. It's never too late. First Cup KC. This broadcast is a No Solutions podcast production. Yeah.
Today on the show, I've got something really sweet to talk about. My guest today is the queen of Kansas City's sweet treats. She's the reason why the Tooth Fairy has a career. Here to talk about her amazing life and how she manages to sweeten the deal every time. Please welcome Julie Stockwood to the show of Showcase Sweets. And we're going to toast to that with a little bit of morning wine.
A little bubbly.
And we got a whole bunch of little bitty chocolate treats and a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to go over here today.
Right.
Julie.
Yes.
Finally got you here.
I know. Hi.
Yes. How you been?
Great. How about you?
You know, busy.
Yes.
I keep myself
always,
busy.
Yes.
I keep myself.
It's better than being in trouble.
Yes, it's better than being in trouble. Well, I'm not saying I don't stay out of trouble. I'm just saying I'm staying busy.
That's right.
No, I'll stay out of trouble. Out of trouble. So we're going to start off this morning by getting to know who Julie Stockwood is.
Okay.
So who's Julie Stockwood? Take me down the path of who Julie is.
Well, I grew up in Sedalia, Missouri, learned a good work ethic, got through college on the 17-year program. And then
It's a long program.
Yes, it is. But, you have to experience some life. Sometimes we're not all cut out for one school to the next school, and then life starts. So lived a little life and got through University of Central Missouri, I think they call it now, in Warrensburg, with a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations and Communications. And then I found myself in the car business, and I had a life-changing event, which I guess we'll talk about later, but which got me into working for lawyers.
Those are some
attorneys.
awesome people to work for,
They
right?
are. They're
So
very
truthful.
smart. They are. They are. Well, there are, like any other business, there's some shady ones.
Yeah.
But so that got me into a legal career that I really enjoyed because I became an analyst, which is more like a snoop. Mm-hmm. I worked, I worked for a firm that did employment defense of the automotive industry. So since I had an inside track on that, I pretty much knew how to go to the dealership and get the dirt. So employee files, payroll, everything and anything, and talk to witnesses and that kind of stuff so that the attorneys would know what was out there and what to expect and try to put it in a defense perspective for them.
Building a case.
Yes. And yes. So after that, I decided, excuse me, little different application of my profession. I went to practice HR in the car business. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did find out why that law firm was so busy. It's crazy what people do at work.
Yeah.
And so my husband had his 70th.
You said crazy what they do at work.
Yes.
What the heck do they do at work,
Oh,
Julie?
I'm not sure we can talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you can think about it, it's worse than what you can even think about. Yeah. So, and I would do my investigations if somebody had a complaint, whether it was sexual harassment, race discrimination, age discrimination, whatever it might have been, whatever protected class, and whatever the allegations were. So I'd have to go figure it out, and if there were witnesses and that kind of stuff. But always to the alleged harasser, my favorite question was, well, Chuck, we're just going to need to know every legitimate business reason why you thought that was okay at work.
Yes. That sounds like the question to ask.
Go ahead. We have all day.
Yeah.
So there really isn't anything
they can say.
So my husband turned 70 in 2019 and got everything lined up for him to retire. And I went a month after he did. And then in January of 20, we learned that, we might die with COVID. So we didn't know what to believe or what to think. And
yeah, that was that year.
Crazy time.
So that was in 2019. That was before COVID really started hitting.
Well, we left the workforce in 2019, and then in January of 20.
It hit.
Yeah.
So he didn't even waste no time. It hit him right away.
No,
he was one of the first people to get.
No, he didn't have it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to confuse you, but, we had a different life planned.
Yes.
We were going to be one of those
travelers.
Yep,
and
rent an RV
there.
and go see Arizona and
man, that's
Mount Rushmore and
that's crazy. He waited all that time to
all
retire.
that time.
And then as soon as you retire, what's crazy? We waited all that time to get our office storefront, and we get it. In the week we get it, they shut the city down.
Isn't it crazy? They shut the whole country down. It was just bonkers.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what to believe or what was happening. So, we kind of stayed in our bubble. And my husband was always telling me, well, when we retire, you can get as many Yorkies as you want. And right before the end of January, he asked me one day, what do you do? And I said, I don't know. I'm so bored. I am bored out of my gourd. Nobody's calling me. Nobody has any questions. I just don't feel like anyone needs me. Mm-hmm. He's like, do you still want a Yorkie? And I was like, yeah. So we found a puppy, and I knew when we left the house I was coming home with a new baby. So, so we got our first one, Boomer. I know. And then when Boomer...
you're saying Boomer, and I in a million years would have never thought you would have said the word Boomer.
Yeah,
but
as
my
a Boomer.
mother-in-law, my wife's mom, they have 2 Yorkies.
Really?
Yes, and this isn't a good thing.
Oh.
They had 2 Yorkies. One Yorkie was my wife's, and her name was Lacey. And the other one was... I don't think they were from the same litter, but his name was Boomer.
Stop.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yorkie, and his name was Boomer.
Okay, well, cheers to Boomer.
So Boomer is passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So a couple of months ago, he wandered off in the woods, and
okay,
yeah, but
you need to tell me the rest of this.
Very long life.
Good.
Very, very many memories.
Yes.
Even all the way up to the end. I always remember him because he used to do circles around her island when he had to use the bathroom or when he had to go to sleep. Anything before he did anything, he would run those circles around her kitchen island.
They do get some interesting
Habits. Little, yes.
Yeah.
But
And then when Boomer turned 1, we got him a sister, and her name is Blossom.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, don't say Lacey.
No. So Boomer is what you might call big boned.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to eat.
Yeah.
And Blossom, so he probably weighs about 15 pounds, and Blossom weighs 5 pounds, but you know who runs the show, right?
Blossom.
That's right.
Yeah. Always.
Exactly.
My wife, she runs the show.
That's right.
You run the show.
That's right. Happy wife, happy life.
Yes. So your husband, though.
Yes.
So what's...
He's the sweetest guy on earth, and he's originally from Argentina, and so he's also...
He's a long way away from home.
Well, his dad was also a physician, and he moved his family to Florida, and that was before English as a second language or any of that was, part of the protocol and curriculum. So he learned to speak English by watching TV and going to school and reading books and things like that. And so he's very, very intelligent and handsome, and he's like the perfect guy for me. And like I said, he's the sweetest guy on earth. So
you met you a keeper, and you
I
kept him.
did, and he met one too. That's me.
Yes. Come on now, who else would it be? Who else would it be, Lady is
So
Sweets?
it's been almost, well, we've been hanging around like 30 years, but we've been married 27. So yeah.
That's
And we eloped.
that's a life
We went
together.
down to Miami, Oklahoma to Laverne's Wedding Chapel, where the minister there, the Reverend Junior, told us that it came with a lifetime guarantee or 100 years, whichever comes first.
Ooh.
So far it's working.
So you're going for the 100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for the 100. I'll be shooting for it. Not that the lifetime I can take that, but lifetime can mean I'm gone in tomorrow.
Yes.
That 100 years, let's go 100.
That's right.
I can live on this crazy place for 100 years.
You never know anymore.
Yeah, I know. Not to get off task.
Sure.
The scariest thing about dying to me is being alone when I die. But the second scariest thing about me dying isn't really scary. It's just, it kind of hurts to know that once you pass, everything invented after that point, you get to miss out on.
Well, now that you brought that up, I will tell you an interesting thing that happened to me in 1997. So my husband's name is George. I don't think we mentioned that. And
What's going on, George?
George Cooper Smith. So he was working at J. Wolf Acura at the car
135th.
Yeah,
I mean,
103rd
103rd.
and State Line.
Yeah.
And I was working at the then Major Infinity. And out of the blue, I had...
You know the Sears?
do I know? No.
I got a friend named Kelly Sears. Her dad, I don't know if he owned that one over there off of 103rd.
Which one?
The Acura dealer.
Oh, no, it's J. Wolf.
Yeah, well, I think he works there.
Okay.
Or maybe related to somebody in some sort of way, because I know she used to always have Acuras, and she would always get them from her dad because her dad would push them to her.
I always got him from the sweetest guy on earth because he worked there, so I had to pay for it every month.
Yeah.
But anyway, I always drove an Acura.
Nice car. My wife has an Acura right now.
Oh, cool.
It's not doing her so good right now, but it's just a wiring issue. She's probably having some sort. We just got to figure out where the wiring problem is.
But you were talking about dying.
Yeah.
And so I was having some kind of health issue, a heart issue. I didn't know what it was. And I would go to bed at night and I'd be like, man, if I could just get this elephant off my chest, I could probably fall asleep. So I had been to see a cardiologist and all this stuff, and they put me through a stress test and told me to quit smoking and get a job with less stress and all this stuff. Yeah. Well, turns out that I was having a coronary artery spasm. I don't remember getting up that morning, don't remember putting my spackle on and all that, and got in my car, went screaming down the highway to get to work. And apparently the general manager said, you don't look too good. You ought to call your doctor and see if there's somebody you can see across the highway there at St. Joe. And I'll have someone take you over there. So that's what I did. I went out the front door and, dropped dead from a coronary artery spasm. Wow. I know, right? So you don't even know if you're going to be alone. So one of the salespersons, fortunately, was doing CPR. They called George from the Acura store to come over, and he said he took my jewelry, and my lips were blue, I was gray, and at the time it was masked ambulance service. So they had put the paddles on me twice, 200 J's, 300 J's, and took me over
officially an electrician.
Exactly. I glow in the dark.
Golly. So they brought you back.
Well, they took me over to St. Joe Hospital and put me on life support until, my parents and everybody could get here, because
they were thinking you were gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they said if she comes back, probably won't be the same. And
you came back
sweet
as ever.
Well, that's right, because George said it knocked the edge off of me.
Wow. So he said you left that in the other world.
Yeah.
And you came back. You don't remember anything?
No. In fact,
man, come on, man. We got to get somebody that go over there and can come back with some news.
No. Well, I'm back with some moves, but...
no, I said news.
Oh,
like,
news
what's
from
going
what's
on
over there?
Yeah,
I can't tell you. But we had only been married a year, and I did struggle with that. I did go in my closet one day and look at my clothes and everything, and I just started to cry because I was like, oh my gosh, what would George have done with all of my things, and why didn't God keep me? Yeah. It was a very difficult time.
You wasn't ready.
So, nope.
I still had work to do. You got to sweeten the deal down there.
That's right.
So, speaking of sweets, why sweets?
Well, interestingly enough, during COVID, and, we were in our bubble at home, not knowing what to believe, I found a thing called TikTok.
Oh.
And, old people don't get on TikTok.
Yeah, you would think.
Right?
Until you see TikTok.
That's right. Well, I saw people making chocolate-covered strawberries, and little did I know that, they were piecing together long bits of footage,
projects,
right?
Yeah.
To make a 30-second video. And it just looked like, wow, it's just so smooth, and it's chocolate and strawberries, and I bet you I could do that. And it's not as easy as it looks. So now I had a challenge, and I love a challenge. So I did start with chocolate-covered strawberries, and then how to put the drizzle on them, and they looked horrible. And I saw cake pops, they were getting dipped in chocolate, and it just looked so easy and yummy and pretty, and all different kinds of occasions that you can make these things for. And so my neighbors, I had a lot of guinea pigs around the neighborhood because I would just put it on their porch, and I sent it to family and things like that. I'm like, give me your actual true feedback. And so, yeah, I blame it all on TikTok.
It's just crazy how COVID just created so much stuff.
And it's
just
amazing.
Let people know that you are capable of doing a whole lot when you're bored.
That's right. And you know what? I think people learned a different way of life that find your passion. And if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. So you say you do strawberry, chocolate covered strawberries.
That's what I started with. Cake pops.
Start the cake pops. Now you went from strawberries and cake pops to...
Well, then I saw cheesecake, and you don't really have to bake the cheesecake part, you know. So I started using some of my cake as from the cake pops as layering for the cheesecake, and just the creative part of me came out with flavors and colors. And then I saw not only the chocolate covered strawberries, but then I typed in chocolatiers, and it's amazing how many of those those creators have found TikTok and offer classes and things like that. But once I started researching it, and there are lots of folks right here in our general area, like we have the Baker's Rack, and Georgia there has a lifetime history of baking and chocolates and all kinds of things. So, then when March of 21 rolled around, and we kind of started to
open things
back up.
Yeah.
And I'd always had an interest in Pilates. And so after basically laying in bed for a year, my husband would come in and go, "Do I need to get the big spatula and turn you?" Because what's the difference if I lay in here and watch TV or go out there and watch TV? It's still
still in the box.
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to get lost in here, trust me.
You can get lost in there real easy when those walls start closing.
Yeah. So I saw it on Instagram, I believe, that they were offering a free, come try it. And I was hooked. And I started that March of 21. Yeah. And
so what's your longest plank?
I did one today at Blush Boot Camp for just a little over a minute. The instructor times you, but I love to plank. I love the TRX. But let me hold on. So I really enjoyed it, and I knew that I would get stronger, and it's really good for you mentally, physically, emotionally. And I said, okay, in 2 months, I have a brother that lives at Table Rock with his wife. I said, I'm going to go water skiing in June. So game on, right? I love a challenge myself. And made arrangements that in 60 days, so I went down to Table Rock, jumped in, got up on my first try. I know, and I hadn't water skied.
How long were you up?
Oh, that's a beautiful lake. It seemed
I'm saying,
like,
how long were you up before you fell?
Yeah, it seemed like I didn't fall.
They just brought you in.
Yeah. It seemed like 30 minutes, but a good 5-10. Yeah, I was pretty toasted after that.
It'll toast you quick because it's all leg strength.
Yeah.
And you're using arm strength, upper arm strength, and core.
That Pilates thing, is
you out.
all that. Yep. Legs, arms,
neat.
core.
It's been a lot of Pilates talk lately. Everybody's
really?
on these Pilates.
It's
I had a
great.
guy. So I had a guy the other day tell me that the group that he's in, they do Pilates up to 10 minutes. But he's done his, I think he said he maxed his out at like 5 minutes or something, but 3 is a normal. And I'm like,
because we do like 50 minutes every day.
Yeah,
so there's and we the instructors try to incorporate all of the equipment. Mm-hmm. So back to the TRX, if you know what that is, if you go to the gym, the yellow nylon ropes with the little handles at the bottom, you can lengthen them and shorten them.
Yeah.
So that was invented by a Navy SEAL to give you a full body workout. Okay.
A resistance workout.
Yes, depending on which way you're standing toward your anchor point. Mm-hmm. So there you can do push-ups while you're standing up, and the further back you're in your plank, the harder it is. And then you can lower the
level,
the ropes and straps. Put your feet in, you can plank that way. And I love that part because you can plank and pike and plank and pike. So it uses your core to pull, your hips up into the air. And then you can be on one side and then the other, and your feet are in the handles there and do your side planks. And yeah, so you get a pretty good workout. Love it.
Planking is definitely something.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's not easy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you got into sweets.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID.
Mm-hmm. And so I would bring the strawberries to Pilates.
Right.
And would you please try these? Oh, I just couldn't. I just got done with a workout. Well, take one home with you, which, as soon as we get in the car,
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, these are so great. Yeah, and you should be selling these. And I was like, really? So a little while longer, and people kept saying that. And okay, I believe you. So
let me give it a shot.
I will. So I started out as side piece sweets.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is we have a son-in-law who's very entrepreneurial, and he bought some property down in Peculiar. And
I'm familiar with the area.
Yep.
And by Harrisonville.
He calls it Side Piece Farms because that's where he takes our grandson, and they go fishing or whatever boys
Little
do
side
down there.
area
Yeah.
to hang out.
And so and then he has a boat, and that's called a side piece. And I was bringing all of these candies and things to family functions and whatever. And I said, okay, well, everybody's been on me about selling these things, so I'm going to be Side Piece Sweets. And I'm not going to share any royalties with you.
I love it.
So, yeah.
But
the
sounds controversial.
a little bit. Some people have a
But
negative connotation associated with side piece.
And I think I like the name.
I did too, because
So
this
I
is my
remember
side
when-
piece.
Yes, I remember when you were side piece
Yes.
sweets. You're not anymore.
I'm still your side piece.
Yes. I just think the world has the dirty mind
Yes, they do.
because the name was a good name to me.
Yes, it was.
And I think for a lot of people who don't look at that word that way because they're not in that genre of thinking,
That's right.
I think they also thought it was a good name, but you are right. It can definitely, I can see where fiancés or, somebody could,
Or at a baby shower.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult to say, oh, yeah, I got these from Side Piece Sweets. And, some people.
I
think
still
that.
just think, I don't know. I still think it's a good,
I thought it was clever.
awesome, clever name. And
Yeah.
It's your little side hustle.
Yeah. And I
they're
started
little bitty
out-
treats.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's-
And strawberries. I mean, it's
but
just sweet.
it's not about us.
No,
it's about the
the
consumers.
clients. Right.
And that's why. So I know why you changed it.
And so I had a little just informal polling of my own where I asked people, and I would be like, so if you had these, let's say you got 2 dozen of the cheesecake parfaits or 6 boxes of candies, and it's got my little logo on there, like people go, what's the name of this place? It's kind of embarrassing for the client to go, I know it's funny, but I mean, she makes great things and she's a great gal and it's Side Piece Sweets, but it was awkward for the clients to introduce it to their guests or, and we want to use our sweets.
Julie,
for
they
good
see
things.
you. When they see you, they'll know right away that this is just an awesome name to have.
Well, so through that, we went to
You rebranded.
rebranded to Showcase.
And that's
Which-
a nice name.
Yes, came along with a logo change, which the good folks here at No Solutions Productions took care of for me, which is a fabulous logo. And
They do good, don't
yeah,
they?
yeah, they do great things. And I kind of stepped up my game, and it's a little fancier, and adding the gold and the sparkles and the bling, 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 bling.
Bling, bling, bling.
So it's fun. So that got me into weddings. So what you got there?
So and that's what I want to talk about next. So we do
Okay.
got some candies up here. I'm
Yes,
gonna
we
pick
do.
these up so we can see them and we can go over these things.
Okay.
So what are these in the box?
Okay, so in the box, that's how I usually sell them. 6. I know. So there's 6 for $15. That's usually in the little white box. Yeah.
Okay. So these are 6 for $15.
Right.
And I know the viewers might not be able to see them, but I see a couple of different and these are just in time for
Christmas, the holidays.
Awesome.
And so what is in the box is also on the tray. Okay. And, oh, goody. Okay. So on the top row, the hearts,
So these are
closest to you,
right here.
right there. Those are marbled raspberry and cream de menthe. Yeah. And then the squares there are cream de menthe with some red sparkle sprinkle things. The other squares, yes, those there are raspberry, lime, and pear.
Lime and
Yes,
pear.
it's
a
delicious.
pretty interesting combination.
I love the flavors. And then the gold covered things are chocolate peanut butter, and that is edible gold. So you can either nibble that or put the whole thing in your mouth. So yes, you can.
Hold on. You
Yep.
blew me away with that.
Yeah, go ahead. Eat one.
Did you just say
Yeah.
this is edible?
Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah, that one right there.
And that's the wrapper is.
Edible. Wow. It's kind of fun.
That is weird. You know what's funny?
It's funny to make your own grill while you're covering those. It's kind of cool.
Mrs. Sweets,
Yes,
how did I just eat a wrapper and not have to spit it out?
because it's edible.
And it melts.
Yeah. And what do you think about the candy? Is it good?
Oh, my Lord.
Okay.
So what was that?
That was chocolate, milk chocolate that I get from Stover, not
Right.
Russell Stover, but it's called Stover Chocolates. They have the best chocolates and real peanut butter.
Oh, that's what hit me.
Yeah.
I'm a peanut butter fanatic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is this leaf, though? I mean, the wrapper.
It's
What's that made out of? It's just a synthetic flavoring.
it doesn't really have any flavoring. It's just edible gold wrap.
Oh, man,
And I would have to look at the sticker of ingredients, but
that's killing the game.
yeah.
Killing it, girl. So
Thank
we got
you.
Christmas trees.
Yes, and they are pear flavored. And then I know you thought they were lime, didn't you?
Golly, you're just killing me with these flavors.
Yeah, and there's-
So why pear? How did you come up with that?
When I go to the baker's rack and I see all of the flavors that are available to enhance your chocolate, or you could just keep a milk chocolate. All of the melting chocolates pretty much are vanilla unless you get, excuse me, milk or dark chocolate. And they do have flavored ones of the chocolate melting chips, but I like to flavor them myself and mix the flavors together and marble it and everything. But it's so much fun when it comes together. Like right now, I love
Play
it.
with it.
Yeah. And then those are the same as up there. And then
These are
on
the
the far end there, those are chocolate peanut butter with crushed pistachios. And they're just painted gold. There's a flower.
Right. I see the flower
on top.
pattern.
Yeah. And I just hand painted that gold.
So when you put these little Christmas bulbs on here,
Yes,
do you
I
have
did.
to use a little
I use a tweezer.
tweezers? Yes.
Yeah.
So my wife has these things that she uses to on her Cricut.
Yes.
That's got little tweezer
Yeah.
things on it.
Yeah. What does she make?
She does everything. She does cups and she's craft. She has her own thing called Corinne's Creations. She does all
I
of my
should get
cups.
to know her.
Yes, you should. She does all of my coffee cups. So every time you see a coffee cup in the
Yeah.
morning, that's her creation.
That's
She does
awesome.
them
I
all.
love your cups. Those
So we are known as
terrific.
Coffee Cup Chuck and Coffee Cup Corinne.
Oh,
So
that's
they
great.
call us Coffee Cup Corinne and Chuck.
There's always something percolating over there.
Yes. Well, you have to, in order to be successful, you have to make sure your campaign is
Oh, yeah.
together and solid. And what better way to super things up by becoming that super couple and when
That's
you're working
right.
together. And we have to work together all the time because
Yep.
we work together across platforms. My business, the podcast, the cups. She has something involved. She's involved with something in all of it.
That's
so
great.
it definitely
Yeah,
helps
when
out.
I go to bridal shows or vendor shows, my husband will come help me and bring things in and everything. But he says, I'm not your employee, so don't tell me what to do. But that lasts about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're not my employee, and you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Well, you're the sweetest guy on earth, and you're my
But I love
husband.
you.
You're going to help me.
Yes, I love you.
That's
and
right.
You're going to help me. You give him the smile, but in the back of your mind, you're like, comply.
I know. Honey, you know I can't do it without you.
But man, we thrive, and we do the things that we do. Some of the greatest men on the planet are the great men they are because of the things they did for their woman.
That's right.
So you guys are the driven force behind great man.
Here's to
Here's to that. I'm still blown away with this one. So
Yeah. And it's
now I'm
fancy.
glad you didn't bring any of your cheesecake.
Yeah.
'Cause
We'll
you
do
make me
this
fat
again,
here.
and we'll talk about that.
You'll make me fat again. So these boxes right here
Yep.
are the $15 boxes.
Right. And I love to consult with my clients.
So now's my next question.
Okay.
So the next question is, you can't go to the store and buy these.
No.
So these are special treats, special
Yes.
candies.
Yes.
And that means that there has to be a special way to receive them. And you do a lot of shows.
Yes.
And you
social
are
media.
You do a lot of social media marketing, which social media has definitely opened up the market for people with small businesses to sell their products.
Yes. For
And-
creatives.
And you have definitely utilized the I call it the media marketing
Right.
strategies to push this. You do shows, right? Like what kind of shows you
bridal
do?
shows.
Bridal shows.
There's all kinds of event space locations opening all over Kansas City. Don't know if you're aware of that, but like the revitalization of downtown
Yes.
has provided opportunity for long forgotten space to become event places.
Right.
So the event, excuse me, the owners of the event place, they offer shows, and it's typically bridal. But yeah, I get out that way, and I have samples of, so that like these are in the box with the white paper, and sometimes there would be different colors of paper depending on what the color theme is of
Right.
that particular vendor's show. And so I have samples, and I have little cups that is just about 2 or 3 bites of the cheesecake. And so like the last bridal show I did, I took 2 flavors. One was peanut butter cheesecake with honey roasted pecans and sunflower seeds on top. I know. The things you find.
So
And-
that's creative.
I know. And but thank you. And then the other ones were raspberry cheesecake. I use a lot of raspberry. With a raspberry on top and a piece of mango in the
Center of the
In the
raspberry.
center of the raspberry, yeah. Chocolate covered Oreos, chocolate covered any cookie that you would like, right? In any color and flavor and fancy, whatever you want it to say. It could be the squiggles, like those. Yeah, it could be that fancy and shiny, or initials, whatever the client likes.
So you do personalized candies too.
Yes, absolutely. So what I like to do is invite prospective clients to a tasting, which is like we would have champagne or iced tea or a wine flight, because these are pretty tasty with a good
Bubbly.
Cabernet. Yeah, we're having bubbly tonight, or this morning. Yeah, and you're going to be serving alcoholic and non-alcoholic options to your guests at most occasions. So then I get them to tell me about them, because it's not about me. It's what story do you want to tell on your dessert graze, right? So I love to talk to couples. Let's start the dessert graze with, what was your first date? And I'm always like, oh, Lord, please don't tell me it was roller skating, because I don't know how I'm going to make chocolate roller skates. But anyway.
I don't know. I might be able to help you out on some of that stuff.
I think I could probably do it. But anyway. So what was your first date? And then, where did he propose, or where did she propose, right? And then that brings us to the wedding today. So we can start with some things and, then get fancier as we move along the dessert table. Or they can just pick the whole.
Say, hey, we already got it planned.
Playing all the way, right? And then whatever their color scheme is, I have the layout for all that and put it on my table so that it matches their head table and whatever they have in mind. Or, they have the bridesmaids in certain colors, and dusty rose and dusty blue and sienna and some of those things. So along the way, I've been gathering up some of those things so that when I put the spread together, it matches what they have in mind. So tell me their stories. So, I love what I do. Let me love.
I can tell you do your own creations.
Yes.
You said you do weddings, bridal shows,
baby showers,
retirement,
birthday.
What's the biggest order you've ever had?
Oh, well, that's a very good question. I did. Oh, and I also do Chief's candy. Some people have probably seen that on my social media. That took off. That was raspberry and lemon. And so I sold about 25 boxes of those at $15. So that was a good deal. And I think I've done probably, around 400 is probably my largest. But, I would do anything for whatever it took, to make it happen.
That's neat, though.
Yeah.
Themed up.
Yeah, love it. And, I meet a lot of people through our networking.
That was my next question.
Oh, awesome. Go ahead and ask.
Your networking.
Yes.
So I know you do it in social media.
Yep.
And you've had a pretty successful social media following.
Yes.
You're selling a lot of candy on there. But the most powerfulest thing we can do as business owners is we can get out there in the city and we can network with other people that have services like we have services.
And they also have friends who have needs for our services.
Yes.
So, it's been...
So you do a lot of networking
very
events.
Powerful, yes.
Which ones do you do?
I do the Kansas... Yeah, I know.
Tons of them out there.
Well, How I Met You and the great folks here at No Solutions. That was Kansas City Business Owners Connections.
Yes.
And great group. No initiation fee. We meet all around the metro area so that everybody gets represented. It's great.
John Olson.
John Olson. Hey,
Chris
cheers
Bell.
to John.
Cheers to
and Chris.
Chris
there
and
you go.
John Olson. John Olson, he's definitely been helping people get together for many years.
Yes, he has. He's a great guy. And then there's another... it's called Wise Women, and they just celebrated their 5th anniversary. There's a gal that started it. How can women empower other women as business owners? And each of us has a need that one of us could, or one or more of us could fill, right, for each other and their network. So that's a very faith-based. I would say that you're not required to.
You have exercise. You can you have the right to exercise your
freedom.
Yes.
Yes.
But faith-based is always good. Strong heart.
Yes. Yep.
Strong heart.
Yep.
I just have this belief that if you believe in some sort of higher source than yourself, even not taking the glory away from yourself, because you have to become.
God gave you talents.
Yes. You have to be the source that you're come from. So
And God puts people in your path for good reasons and for bad reasons.
Which turn out to be good reasons if you read it right.
That's right. Then I also belong to the ACA.
Yes.
And there's a really fun story from there. I met a lady. She's an ambassador there. And I think she's
Probably
also,
know her.
Yeah, probably do. And I think she's director of operations because they're global. So, but I go to the Shawnee group, and her name is Ann D'Angelo. And I met her through Die Top John with Be Social, right? I've met everybody through Die. God bless her. She's the greatest. It was so loud in there the Wednesday morning that I met her because everybody was having coffee and chatting. And when, you put 50 to 100 people in one big room, it's kind of loud.
It's like a house party.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of stepped off into a little conference room, and I was like, yeah, she's like, so tell me, what is it that you do again? And so I told her, and she started to well up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What's wrong? Like, are you okay? And she said, my mother made chocolates for years, and I have all of these molds, and I had no idea what I was ever going to do with them. Wow. I want to give them to you. And I was like, oh, Anne, no, I couldn't possibly take those from you. Those are memories of your mother. Just bring me a couple of your favorites. I'll make you some candies, and it'll be fun. And she goes, no. I want you to have them.
To use them.
Yep.
So Mom would have wanted them to be used.
The Christmas trees are part of that. But
wow. So
the day that a couple days passed, we were both at the Shawnee location, and I was going out as she was coming in, so we were kind of caught between the doors, right, in the vestibule. I guess that's what you would call it. And she had these bags full of molds, and one fell out, and it was turtles. So not like the turtles that you would buy at the store, but actually the animals, right? And she was like, oh my goodness, one of my best friends loves turtles. She's all about save the turtles. I said, oh, well, let me make you some turtles. And loves lavender, and I'm going to see her soon. And I said, oh, great, let me do that for you. And I looked at that mold, and I knew right then that the little feet would be half of a peanut, right? So you have a peanut, right?
Yeah.
And so the little feet went that way, and I made it a light lavender color, but the flavor of strawberries and cream. And the head and the tail were dark chocolate, raspberry. Surprised, raspberry. And
you're a raspberry fiend.
I am. And so in the little box, like this, on the bottom, instead of these cups, I had covered the bottom in coconut.
Kind of like sand.
Well, and the green sanding sugar, so it looked like they were in a terrarium.
Yeah,
so
that's
it was
neat.
These little purple turtles, with the peanut feet and everything. It was great, and she just saw her friend, and they really enjoyed it. So
that's neat.
Yeah, so I've met a lot of people, a lot of interesting people, a lot of talented people, a lot of encouraging people. It's good to be around people who are working as hard as we are to be creative and do our thing and make a little money when we can. So
we all provide service, but at the same time, we want to help and better other people.
That's right.
We make other people feel good.
Deep down inside, we're people pleasers.
Yes.
Because
you have to be almost.
But you like to see people happy. And if a piece of candy makes someone happy, then I've done my job for the day.
Yeah.
Right? I can put my head down and sleep at night. So.
And that's just crazy because this all sparked up because of boredom.
Yeah.
We get bored with life and we just get sent in a different direction, and that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So how can the guests and the listeners fill their cavities with these sugars?
Yes. Oh, aren't you clever?
These are treats that need to be purchased this Christmas holiday. You got Thanksgiving coming up. Do you have any Thanksgiving themes? I know Halloween is like Among Us. I don't know what you've done for Halloween.
Yeah. Well, I can do Halloween even in my and Halloween and Thanksgiving kind of look alike in cheesecake parfaits with the I'd use dark chocolate cake or dark chocolate cookies or whatever you want for your crumbing. There's so many
different
things to sit down and talk about. Which would you prefer? Or you could have both. One layer of cake, some stuff, cookies, some stuff, and a topping and sprinkles. It's endless, right?
So do you do
Flavors,
cupcakes too?
I
Cookies?
do. At the cake pops, I'm not really a baker.
Okay. So,
No.
yeah.
But
So you do, so no cookies.
no.
So you do the little candies,
Cheesecake parfaits. So the cheesecake,
the chocolate cupboards.
I tell you what, we have to do this again next month because what I'm getting ready to do is, I guess we're starting to see a theme here. No, it won't be raspberry.
You sure it won't be
It won't be
raspberries and
raspberry.
cream? Come on now.
It won't be raspberry unless you want that. But no, it's going to be sweet potato and pear.
What?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I wasn't kidding.
That's like a one of a kind right there.
Yes. I saw these things, I love going in the grocery store. I love, have you ever
what?
been to
People
888 International?
888.
It's at,
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That guy, I don't even want to talk about that.
Okay,
right
that's
now.
fine.
So that's right there off 119th and 69 Highway.
69, yeah.
I was supposed to be doing that sign.
Oh.
I was supposed to be doing a sign on a building. We put a quote together and we ain't never heard nothing back.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But
We charged
I
them a
only-
lot of money to do it too.
well, I paid a lot of money to shop there one day.
So what is that place?
Okay. Well, anyway, before we go there,
Okay.
so it'll be sweet potato and pear in the cheesecake. So, I got my little hand mixer going. I know the motor's going to burn out of that one. Maybe I'll have to get another one. But yeah, I do because I use bananas in my banana cheesecake. They got to be ripe. It's really good. And then I can use less sugar because some people are concerned about that. But yeah, it should be really good. And I'm looking forward to, I know this is probably going to be hard for you to look at and figure out, but I can pipe out the cheesecake and then maybe some chocolate cheesecake. So the sweet potato and pear and chocolate, right? And then you roll them up in the plastic wrap and cut the end off the plastic wrap and put that down in the piping bag.
Oh.
So when it comes out, it swirls in different colors.
Wow.
I know. I
Crafty.
gotta make it.
Crafty.
So 888 International, not really giving them a plug. I'm just saying. All different ethnic countries, everything that you can imagine on the planet is in this store.
And it's just like a food grocery store?
Yes.
And it's an international grocery store?
Yes.
'Cause I know it says 888 on one side
And
and it says
international.
international. Yeah, one was a
Yes.
little sign, then the other one was the big sign.
Yes.
It's right there on the corner. That's a big building.
It's huge.
And so I was out there looking at the stuff, getting an idea how I was going to do my quote, and this place wasn't open yet.
Oh, really?
So the guy comes out and opens the doors, and
Oh,
lo
you
and
mean
behold,
open for the day?
yeah.
Okay.
Lo and behold, there's like 30 people out there waiting for the freaking place to open.
Yep.
I'm like, what the heck? What are they selling
know
here? But I never went in. So.
Well, I would imagine people that have the Asian restaurants
Yeah.
are looking to stock up and things like that, or
It was
the
different
Mediterranean.
nationalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. It wasn't
I
just...
only got through like the first 4 aisles, Chuck. I was blown away and mesmerized, and I was like, as I told my husband, the sweetest guy on earth, George, the next time I go in there, I'm going to go to the back of the store and see what the aisles are, because I really want to do... there are some chocolatiers that I follow, and we've talked about that briefly, but Egyptian, Iranian, all kinds of Middle Eastern. There's different things to try. Greek, Colombia, Mexico. There's different chocolates in the way that they prepare things and stuff. And speaking of Mexico, so I did another one. You'll see it on my Instagram. I used actually a deviled egg container to mold the chocolate. And so the bottom layer of the egg is white, but it tastes like chocolate hazelnut. The top of the egg is salted caramel, and then I drizzled lime chocolate on it and sprinkled that with tahini. You're familiar with tahini?
Yes.
So you get the salt, the chile, the lime, the sweet, and
And you make it look like a deviled egg.
No, it just was in that mold.
Oh.
So
I was about to say that would be pretty neat to make a deviled egg candy.
I could probably do that though by
Pretty neat.
right now my mind is working on how I would do that and make it white with the with the lemon chocolate and kind of dice it up. No, don't apologize. And then sprinkle that with tahini as you would like paprika. See, I just did that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works. It just now I got to go try that. I'll be right back.
Try one of my deviled eggs, please. Be like, no, I don't do deviled eggs. No, you need to try one of these. I do deviled eggs. Yeah, angel eggs.
There you go.
Angel eggs.
So
really,
it's been great. I love flavors, colors, ingredients. I do raspberry. There we go again. Raspberry Thai peanut. So the Thai peanut sauce and some crunched up peanuts in there. Lime macadamia is good. Lemon lychee. The salted caramel. I love to do things like that and actually sprinkle the sea salt on top of that. Anything with pistachios, peanuts, pecans, walnuts. I love. I personally love chocolate covered pistachios, nuts. Yeah.
Do you ever think about mixing? Do you know who Natalie Nelson is?
No.
So Natalie Nelson is part of the ACA.
Oh, okay.
She is at the 105th.
Okay.
And she has a brand. She's a business owner too. She created ice. I can't. She call it cursing. I can't call it ice cream.
Oh.
She makes a non-ice cream.
Oh.
Yes. Oh man, I can't remember.
Well, Nancy Nelson. That's a pretty easy name to remember.
Yes, it's something. Oh, I can't remember the name.
I can look her up in that direction.
I did an interview.
Oh.
So she's one of the interviews.
Oh, well, I'll have to
I think
go
y'all
back
got to
to
get
the
together.
past.
You have to reach out to her because so she does that, and I'm looking at some of your candies, and I can literally see you guys doing a frozen or not a freezer because all her stuff does not have to. I think it has to be refrigerated after opened, but other than that, it's a closed. As long as it's closed, the package is closed.
Is it frozen?
It's not.
Oh.
It's crazy. It is crazy. It tastes like ice cream. I'm kid you not.
Wow.
You
yes,
guys,
I'm going to have to meet her.
You guys have to get together because, man, I almost had the name of it.
That's okay. It'll come.
Yeah, it will.
Because that was another thing I was going to take a stab at is the chocolate bombs now that are real popular. So you make your hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Those. And
that is good for Christmas too.
Yeah.
A lot of people during Thanksgiving, this the winter months, you put together a fall kit where you do your fall pretzels and stuff in there, and people love
chocolate
pretzels.
covered pretzels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also do them, where they're first wrapped with the caramel and then dip them in the chocolate.
I seen one weird. I know this is weird. You know the stringy sour candies?
Yeah.
I've seen people take those sour candies, wrap it around
like
pretzels.
like the gummy worms?
Yes. But not the gummy worms. These were strong, skinny like the worms, but they were coated with all the sugar.
Oh.
The ones with all the sugar around it, but they're stretchy, and they just wrap. I seen it wrap
because
around
I've also
a pretzel.
done it with Twizzlers.
Yes, and then dipped in the chocolate. That's killing your taste buds all over the place. That'd be neat. You do that, I'm definitely want to.
Okay.
You're going to get me fat. I'll be like, I want to try that. I want to try. Well, I'm already fat. So.
People want to know how much the sweetest guy on earth weighs. He's normal. He only takes a little taste.
He just does a little side piece.
Yes, he does.
Not a showcase piece.
No, he doesn't
takes a
eat
little
the whole
side
showcase,
piece.
right.
Yes. See, I like side piece.
I do too.
I'm a miss side piece, but guess what?
Hey, you won't miss me.
I'm a grow to love showcase.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yes. But I know this is the part of the show that we get to the end and we have to end it.
No.
But it's always next time.
That's
always
right.
next time.
Next time we're going to talk about cheesecake.
Yes, let's do that. And whatever other creations you create from that time. Because I know you have a very creative mind. So you will definitely have something awesome to talk about the next time.
Yep.
But I do want you to look at the camera and tell the viewers and the listeners how they can order these beautiful, delicious, sweet treats.
Okay. So I am Showcase Sweets on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. So we just rebranded, I just rebranded and still putting together the Instagram page. So I don't have a website. I will use the circles that you use for highlights to categorize or showcase
Yes.
the sweets, the cheesecake parfaits, the menu, and the prices. But like we said earlier, the box of 6 is $15, and these are great for employee recognition, client appreciation, any gifting idea that you might need. And so that's why I said anything and everybody is my target audience, right? Anybody that's looking for something unique and sweet as a thank you gift, anything like that. So yeah, you'll find me on the social media and call me at 913-710-4264. I also have an email, showcasesweets@yahoo.com. So it's kind of hard not to find me.
Yes. So how long does a consultation normally last?
As long as the client is having a good time.
Hey, that's all that matters. That's a good answer. That's definitely a good answer.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys know how to reach the Lady of Sweet. She definitely puts her heart into this stuff.
That's right. And I like to say, have a sweet day.
Yes, she does. She says it every day to me.
Every day.
Before we leave,
Yes.
I know there's something up in your sweet brain that you can leave with our listeners that might encourage them. So if you can leave us with some words of encouragement.
Yes. So when people said you should be selling these, I thought, oh my goodness, how in the world will I ever do that? You know what? You just have to take the leap. What's the worst that could happen? Somebody got something sweet for free.
Yeah.
So you just have to do it. You have to. If you love what you do, you should have no fear of making other people enjoy it too.
I like it. That is neat. But a lot of people say it. You have to continue through the fear.
You have to put one foot in front of the other and keep breathing.
I just embrace the fail. I embrace failing.
Make sure you're failing forward.
Yes. And failing forward means you are failing with something intentional.
Well, it means that you're learning along the way.
Yes.
The learning and development department includes fail.
Yes.
And so not everything comes out right the first try. And some of those taste terrible together.
Yeah.
But it's, the live and learn department. Okay, well, then we don't sell
what's
them.
crazy about that? Something that's terrible to you might be turn around and be a hit.
I have no
it's
idea.
Like, wow.
And speaking of that, like sometimes I put it together. Like I tell you, I have to go do it, right? And I go, honey, to the sweetest guy on earth. I'm like, what? How does this look? Because sometimes to me,
Yeah, your
like,
judgment.
this is a total mess. I can't let imperfection with my brand go out the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other people don't see it that way.
Nope.
And you have to just take the leap and trust that you know what you have.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Chuck.
Julie Sweets.
Yes.
Finally got you here.
I know, and
It
it's
was
been so much fun. I love
Yes.
champagne in the morning.
Well, it's definitely
Right out of the bottle.
Right out of the bottle. Well, it's definitely a great experience to have these candies sitting in front of me. I'm glad you were able to finally get in here and tell your story.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for sharing with me. And these are for you, my sweet. So you can go home and take that to your wife, who works so hard to make sure
She
you're
does.
successful.
She definitely puts in her.
And you have to let her have the gold covered one, since
I
you've
was
already
about to
had
say,
one.
man, I don't know if I want to get that one up. But I definitely think that she will love the experience of being able
Absolutely.
to. You see it on the shows all the time where things are edible and it's like $100 to eat it. And it's like $100 edible
No.
and you're paying thousands of dollars to just do some stuff. And it looks very presentable. And that's one thing I like about your brand. You don't just, they're just not basic candies. You
Look,
literally
thank you
create
very
art.
much. That's a very kind compliment. I like to get paid because, I can't keep affording to just make this stuff for fun. And
Yes.
but I'm really not in it to stab someone's pocketbook or wallet,
Well, like I
But
said,
I do it as it is my business. So.
yeah. So I look at this right here, and not only do I see you selling candy, I see you selling a presentation. And like I say, sometimes just looking at the way people, the stuff, the heart that people put into the things they do. I watch my wife create all kind of stuff every day.
And she loves what she does.
And she loves what she does because she's adamant about doing it, and she's on time with it every time. But her presentation,
Yes.
she cares
And
about it.
I love your cups.
Yes.
I love your cup every day.
This right here is presentation.
Yes.
Thank you for taking what you do, what you love to do, your newfound talent, and sharing it with the rest of us, because this is the type of small things that go unseen that really, really changes someone's mood. So,
Well, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
but it's the truth, though. A lot of people, they have so many talents, and during the networking groups, you literally
Yes.
find so many different talents that people literally,
amazing
and they're
what-
into what they are doing.
Yes.
It ain't because they're doing it because just the money.
Nope.
Because like you said, people give this stuff away all day long just for the reaction.
Right.
Just to see, oh, they liked it. They liked it. Yes.
Yes.
And it gives you that feeling. So
Yes.
thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. I've really enjoyed it.
This has been a pleasure. It's been a sweet treat. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the First Cup KC. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Like always, stay positive, people.